Welcome to The Connect, where we connect you to high-profile individuals, socialites, personalities, and celebrities. I'm your host, Lily Zon, coming to live from Kikuyu in Waterfall. So some call him the man who's saving deep house. He's a gentleman, a fashion inspiration, a real icon, and he smells good. He smells good. And I believe he started along with other DJs. I don't know how to do it, but he knows how to do it. He goes by the name of the Big O, Oscarmbo. Hi, brother.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You look good always.
Thank you so much.
I mean, it's always...
You look nice.
Thank you.
You look nice.
It's nice to receive a compliment because sometimes you guys don't compliment us.
Nah, I do.
You do? Okay. Let's just get straight into it.
Yeah.
Why Oscarmbo? It's a very interesting name.
My first name is Mbongeni.
Mm-hmm.
My second name is Oscar. So when I had to do a stage name, I wanted something near my original names. So Oscar, I took my second name and put it first, and Mbo is basically an abbreviation of my first name. So Oscarmbo is basically my name.
A combination of both names.
Yeah.
Interesting. Your surname is?
Ndlovu.
Ndlovu.
Yeah.
Mbongeni Ndlovu.
Yes, ma'am.
That's your birth name. Okay,
Yeah.
Oscar. How old are you?
Just turned 30 a few weeks back.
Just turned 30. The big 30.
91 boy, yeah.
How does it feel?
Feels normal to me.
Do you feel old?
Nah.
Feels normal.
Yeah. Feel normal. Probably because I did a lot of things way before my time.
Mm-hmm.
Or way before my age time, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, it feels normal, and I'm just happy to be where I am currently with my life and everything else. Yeah.
And you are from Kriel in Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
I'm from Mpumalanga as well, in
Nice.
Nelspruit. I know Kriel just by passing through.
Yeah.
I've never been to the area. To someone who's never seen it, someone who's never been there, how would you describe it?
It's a small mining town, basically. You know, from where I'm from, Highfield, a lot of mines and power stations. So the small, like mining town nearby Wheatbank, nearby Secunda, where everyone's dream is just to work in a mine or a power station, man.
Yeah.
So small mining town, very small, and nearby people, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not very big, but it's a very small town.
Yeah. And to have made it out of there feels amazing.
It really does. I don't want to lie about that. It really does, because growing up there, it was really good. I don't want to lie to it about that, because the families were close, you know. It felt safe.
Yeah.
You know, but career-wise was really limiting. You know, you had to do mining at school. You know, after high school, you had to do anything relating to getting a job of where you're from.
Yeah.
So
It's very limiting.
yeah, even your dreams are, you know, have a great limit that you can only dream up to so much, and then even out of anything, even sports wasn't a big thing. You know, it was, but I mean, out of 100 people, probably one person really fully made it, you know, or out of 1,000 people from our hometown. So which shows that it's really scarce to make it out and be something really massive, and bring it back home, or grow to touch people's lives away from that small mining area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
How was your upbringing growing up?
I grew up very well.
Yeah.
I like one of the things that I'm really grateful for, from a great family, you know, considerate people, you know, parents always present, live with them my whole life.
Yeah.
Siblings, brilliant, you know. So I grew up well in a very loving home, supportive family, you know. Had too many conversations about a lot of things, so that really guided me to being the person that I am today, or to be able to fight something that I made along the way. I always revert back to things that I've went through with my family, you know. So I grew up very well. I really enjoyed my upbringing, you know. My parents always allowed me to be me, you know, given I live upon the guidelines that they've set. So my upbringing, I really enjoyed it. I have great memories about them, about me growing up. So I really enjoyed that.
And this is a question I like. In the midst of Amapiano now, how do you feel being a deep house and soulful music artist, doing great in that space in an area where Amapiano is so huge?
It does feel good.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie. It does feel good. because you just become a testimony, to people who are watching from far, even for those who are close, that it's possible. I feel like that's one of the greatest things that have happened in my life, because for me, what I do doesn't need effort as much because it's something I love. So for me to do the music that I do and to be able to have such an impact at this crazy time, it does feel good. Every single time I reflect weekly about, this is so crazy, but at the same time I don't want to talk about it, because I feel like it's going to be a case study for the future. Right now I want it to get to my head. I just want to keep on working, and keep on giving hope for whoever wants to do what they believe in, to do it regardless. And then if it's meant to be, it will be.
It will fate, right?
Definitely.
And speaking of your music, you've got Golden Power, you've got Life and Love, you've got Moyawam, you've got Defenders of House, you've got For the Groovers. What would you say is your best project, your masterpiece?
That's a tough one, because every single thing I really work on, I go fully out on, because that's my CV for life. So but my debut EP, Life and Love, is really close to my heart, man, because that's where really I flipped the page to a new one. I've been doing the same thing for a long time, so it was time for me to explore new channels, new levels, and with new devils. So my EP, it was a life changing moment for me, a Life in Love, especially like the song specifically, Life in Love. So it's really close to my heart, that one. Very.
It's close to your heart. Do you think it's your best work though?
In terms of best work, I'm yet to deliver my best work.
Amazing. I like that. Let's talk Defenders of House, because that's the recent one. What is the inspiration behind the name? Let's start with that. And behind the whole EP.
Defenders of House, the name, it actually relates back to the Amapiano and other genres chat, where there was a time where everyone was talking that this genre is dead. As much as the conversation today is about hip hop is dead, which is, for me, is not true.
And that's not true, yes.
Yeah, because every genre's got a season, you know, and it depends on the people who are involved of how far do they want to push, or do they want to go up in anything they do. So me calling what my EP the Defenders of House is me vouching to whoever wants to continue what we're doing, that we are here, we're gonna soldier on, and people need an option. You for instance, if you go out, you've maybe also noticed that every venue caters for every people. There's deep house, there's play, there's amapiano, there's hip hop. It shows that there's an audience for everything. So I'm just giving people that thing, whether they're involved in music or they are consumers of the music, that we will defend. When I say
the genre that we're doing,
when I say we, I'm talking for everyone who's trying to do what they love, which is also house. That we will defend it as much as we can, and we'll continue making music and continue fighting for it to be out there, regardless of what's top and what's low. It's just gonna be there and give people what we deem best enough to be out there.
One of the songs I like is Assambini.
Yeah.
What happened there? What's the story behind that song?
Oh, you also asked me about the release. So Assambini was supposed to drop as a single, you know. So how I drop my music, I always have a yearly plan. So last year, 2020, I dropped my second album, For the Groovers, October 23rd, and there's great music, great singles which are doing well, but also over time I like to introduce new music. So my plan for the new year was to drop a single or an EP leading to a remix package from the previous album, and then I focus on the new album for later in the year. So Assambini was a song I've been playing for months that wasn't even done yet by the time. And then I noticed how people love the song Groove, and then it was supposed to drop as a single, I remember, after Easter holidays, but I didn't feel like it's what can I say? It's enough for the people who love the music I do. So I opted for an EP instead. So the EP basically was literally what can I say? A connection or a taste of what's coming on the full project later in the year. So Assambini obviously is the lead single. it's a party song, feel good music, you know, and I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a happy, jolly song.
Yeah.
Alluding to the life that we need to go out, we need to be happy, we need to
Let's go, Assambini.
yes, you
Let's
know.
just do it. Yes.
So that's what it is, you know. It's actually a big record.
Mm.
It's so crazy because everywhere I go, even people who play Amapiano play the song. They send
Yeah.
me clip, people tag me every single time, and it's such a feel good song, you know. And that's what I really want to do when I make music, when I drop music, to connect to people in that sense, you know. From what I know, my research back in the years, house music used to be a thing that women loved a lot, sing-alongs, you know, and stuff like that. That's where I want to take my music. That's where I want to put house music back into the female scene where they feel connected to the music as well, you know, to have females at our parties, females bumping our music on IG stories by themselves, house parties. That's what I want, you know, to bring females back into this thing because house music is sexy for me, you know. So Assambini is definitely what I'm trying to say to you, basically, to connect everyone and have a feel good song or a feel good EP, feel good album by yours truly. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And you're right about connecting women more to your music because I never listened to deep house ever. Like only just the popular songs that everyone knows. I've never really listened.
Yeah.
So when Assambini came out, I listened and then I'm like, okay, let me just listen to the whole EP.
Yeah.
So you are definitely connecting us as women to soulful and deep house music. That's amazing.
I love that.
Recently, artists have had this conversation about owning your music. It's a conversation that's been had for long, your masters and things like that. Do you own your music?
100%.
100%.
100%, yeah.
You're signed under your label.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody else signed under it?
I have artists that I'm assisting, not signed.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm all about people being independent. You know, people need to. What I'm doing, I need them to do it by themselves.
Yeah.
But I can say that I'm in a better position in terms of what can I say, connections, you know, knowing the right people. So I also want to pass the knowledge but the right way.
Yeah.
So signing people to the label, that would be a very deep word because there's literally no one that we've signed at my label, but there's artists which we are helping with the professionalism, with marketing, with dropping music the right way, you know, bringing back the excitement of music being dropped, you know, people looking forward to music, you know, that's where we are supposed to be. If we want this genre to be up there amongst the best, we need to create that excitement. So that's what I'm trying to do with my label. That's my long-term vision, you know.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm not really big on signing people, you know. I just want to assist, and then if people feel like they can't, because not everyone can be a boss, you know, or they can have
manage themselves.
So if people feel like they need more assistance and they need help, then we can do a permanent thing. Definitely we'll have that conversation when we launch the label, probably before the year ends or next year early, and then we can look into those things. Currently we're just trying to bring back people who do the type of sound that they love, not limiting to genre per se, and taking that to people packaged properly, professionalism, everything on par. So that's what we really.
What's the name of the label?
The Ashmita Records.
The Ashmita Records.
Yeah. So the Ashmita was
your podcast name.
Yeah. So I'm now converting it into the label's name because.
So you're not sourcing new artists, no?
No, definitely we are because I work with partners, you know, and we are trying to do that as much as possible. Although it gets really overwhelming because a lot of people are coming through, you know.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find a way which is simple to connect and move forth. Hence, I'm saying right now our main vision is to launch the label properly. Already we've laid the foundation. We've dropped albums from Judy J, from Artwork Sounds, myself, Griffith Marlowe. We soon will drop proper artists like Knox Man. He has a very big song, you know, Great Life. There's Rematch who's coming. There's C Black as well, who I worked with on Assambini, who's going to drop as well. There's Deep Escape. There's Odd Experience. Many people that we are really working with, but we're just trying to work on the time frames, you know, just to make sure that this culture lives and people can feel at home, that we can work here and then we can do what we love, you know.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And we spoke about Amapiano DJs playing your song Assambini.
Yeah.
I want to know, in the midst of an Amapiano set,
Yeah.
let's say you come after Gabza, for
Yeah.
instance. How do you carry through the progression? Because I'm sure they were dancing.
Yeah.
But with your videos I've seen, they continue dancing.
Yeah.
Even when you play. How do you do that?
It takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
Actually, you're the first person I should speak to about this thing.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage. You just need to know your story, because being an artist is very difficult. You deal with people who are impatient, people who go out, don't have time to
listen to new music. No,
they just wanna, and have fun and make new memories.
Yeah.
But you need to be bold. You need to have the guts to introduce yourself. I always start my sets off like from the bottom up. I wouldn't get to a show and play Assambini in the first 10 minutes, first 30, first 45. It never happens.
Yeah.
I just build my sets, and then I make everyone aware that the previous guy is out.
I'm here now.
Yeah, that guy is out.
Yeah.
So let's come down, let's get drinks, let's go to the loo.
Yeah.
Let's come back and listen to my story.
Yeah.
That for me, that's the art itself.
Yeah.
If I'm able to carry a crowd after that happens, and I've been doing it for years. I've been playing after hip hop DJs. I've been playing behind
when hip hop was still at the scene.
Yeah, there's a time where I played after Naked DJ. I remember. It was the early 2012, 13 after a TUT Freshers Ball. This was an outdoor event at the stadium, and I'm hopping on after him. People are holding fences. They're happy. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Amazing moments also.
Yeah, let's go. And then I was able to contain them,
Yeah.
And then the whole time people were happy, looking forward to continuing the night, So that itself needs also time, needs experience. It needs to know how to move about, because it's not that easy. I don't lie to you. It's very difficult. But I've got to a point where I just know my way around it now, But the main thing, like I said earlier on, you need to be brave and firm about things. Otherwise, you're gonna lose people, because also people you don't wanna play the hits way too soon, and then how do you continue the rest of your set?
Yeah.
Be able to introduce new music. I'm very big on that. I run a label. I need to promote artists a lot, so I'm more about that, new music, but how I do it needs to make sense to the audience as well.
Yeah.
So it's something that I really look up into every week when I prepare. I just know how to do it, and then boom. I mean, the results are showing that. I mean, the boy's booked and busy, so it means it's working. So
booked and busy, you heard that? Booked and busy.
So it's working.
That's a high skill.
Yeah, definitely. It's very difficult being an artist. It's hard to impress people. I won't lie to you. It's very hard, because
especially people are not really loving the music at that moment.
True. So it's very hard.
And that's where the dancers come in also on a DJ set.
To be honest with you, the dancing is part of my personality.
Yeah.
Happy, jolly guy.
Yeah.
I love music to that extent that it just comes out, So it's not part of the dance, just me being expressive as well, because music really makes me happy a lot.
And your friends also hop on, and it's such an amazing thing to see also.
That's our vibe, privately, publicly. That's how we are. We are really connected more because we all love music.
Yeah.
So it's not really about my music or a genre, we really love music a lot. Even when we travel, we always bang in music, and different genres, and sing along, and so we love music. So that's where it really comes from.
And your father to a cute little boy. How old is he?
Just turned 6.
He just turned 6.
Yeah,
he's so cute.
Thank you so much.
Is there a difference in the kind of music that you make now? Was there a different Oscar to when you were not a father? And is there now a different Oscar based on the fact that you're now a father? Fatherhood, how has it made you grow in terms of music?
Not a difference, really. Not a difference much, because before my son was born, I hadn't dropped music yet. I was still learning my ways around it, So the whole process of me navigating or moving to a different chapter of being an artist, it happened while really I was a parent,
Yeah.
So nothing much has changed. I'm just happy that he really loves my music, It's crazy. Every single time he sees me on TV,
he's dancing.
He makes sure, Dad, I saw you on TV.
Yeah.
I heard your music. No, this is my dad's song, you know. So he really connects, and he's really like curious, and I really love that. I really love that a lot.
You talk about how you hadn't dropped music before he
Yeah.
was born. For people who'd like to trace it back to when you actually started,
Yeah.
what's the first single they can listen to? What can they listen to?
There's Czar, Life and Love, and that first EP actually,
Yeah.
For the Brave.
Yeah.
You know, that's my first EP. Czar is a song that's sang in Ngoni language, isiZulu. And Life and Love, it's it's sang in English, you know, but it's just an expressive house song that really climbs up. And then the other song for the Brave is just a deeper song, just instruments, you know. So that's where it goes back to me, like my first EP, debut EP, 2019, Life and Love, yeah.
2019. I told you look good. So the fashion sense is impeccable. Said it. Take me through the process. Do you think about your outfit in store when you're buying, or you think about it in the morning, or you think about it at night? How do you conceptualize the whole outfit? How does it even happen?
It's on my mind every day.
Every time.
Every day. As much as I love music, I love clothes. I really love fashion. I love how I just love putting things together, you know. Even when I'm online, I'm seeing people. I'm really impressed by how people dress. Yeah. Even how you dress. Yeah. Things like this really excites me because it shows me that this thing is global, you know. When I first went abroad, you know, I was excited to see people from different cultures, how they dress up, you know, how they mesh up things, you know. So I really love that, and it's always on my mind because I'm working every weekend, you know. I'm always going to occasions.
And you need to look good.
Yeah, you know, even besides going somewhere, I really got this thing of looking good, you know. I mean, because it's within me. It's not even about being seen. Like for me to feel good, I need to look at myself in the mirror and just
feel good,
you know,
and see yourself.
Yeah, so I really plan outfits. I research a lot. I go all out to just join stuff like together. Like, oh, this would make sense. Okay, this feels blah blah blah. You know, my tailor knows me. Sometimes I go to my tailor with something that's even not my size. You know, I'm like, bro, this was the last one. I need this thing to fit me. You know, so because already in my mind, I already pictured it. You know,
yeah.
So it's like I have a vision board in my brain about when it comes to fashion. So I really love I really love and enjoy dressing up.
Okay. I like that. You really look good
in
your pictures in every way.
Thank you.
I've never seen you missing. Like, all hits, no misses.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Let's talk about other ventures now. Besides being a label owner, besides being an ambassador, you've got an events company.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Golden Boys Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yeah, that's something I formed 2010 along with partners, you know, which were like my older brothers at the time.
Yeah.
And then later it moved on to people that I was working with musically because they're older, they didn't get really much involved in the music. And then later on we ended up being three of us, myself, DJ Lou and Ezra. We really did our last event a few years back because I was really big on us being individual guys, you know. Stories like when I look at people like from Squatter Camp, groups, man, they really gave me something uneasy about them because I always wondered if any of us, anything happens to us, then it means our careers
going to
are over,
continue,
you know?
with the music.
So there was a time where I told the guys, gents, can we put this thing as a second option? Can we all fight to be strong as individuals, you know? Because I feel like there's much more to get from that, more than a group. We can do this whenever we can. For now, let's just do this, we'll come back and reconcile, you know. So Golden Boys has been a thing of events, you know, us going to shows together. But ever since we had the conversation, we are still good. They're my brothers, you know. We connect every now and then. We meet in other gigs. We talk when we have to. But my thing is, I'm really big on artists being strong individually, so that if anything happens, man, we are able to tell your own story the way that you want, you know. So we've been doing that, but we've definitely been working more on individual projects and our own careers
A
per
bit
se,
more.
because that's something I really requested for everyone to be able to. And ever since that happened, everyone has been doing well about that, because even groups can be frustrating, man. Because
You have to make group decisions.
and sometimes it's very difficult because someone else believes that he or she works better than this person, and then but
Now
you have
there's
to,
the Beyonce of the group,
you know what I'm trying to say to you. So those things really made me uneasy, and I really hate feeling uneasy about things. And then okay, guys, let's find a formula. Let's keep this, but let's try that. So so far we've been doing well. One day we will revisit that and then do the stuff that we used to do, definitely on a bigger scale.
Maybe a joint album.
Definitely,
Possible.
I'm definitely up for that, because they are my brothers. We've been working for years. I mean, they played a huge role in the Ashmita being what it was, what it is, present tense. We pushed the podcast together. We used to hustle together, sleepless nights. So it was crazy, and I really have big love and respect for them. Yeah.
Yeah. The Ashmit Hour, let's talk about that. One of the most downloaded podcasts in South Africa to date.
Yeah.
Started in 2011.
Yeah.
But you're not consistent anymore. Why?
It's because of the label, and the reason why I'm saying that we want to launch the label ASAP is that we want to get more hands for people to work, so that we can lower the workload, because currently it's just me and a few people who are sharing the work for the label, and it's difficult for me to do isn't regarding the podcast. I have neglected it fully, I know, and something that I'm not really happy about, because that's the thing that really brought me to the scene. Podcasting, playing the music that's really not out there, people connecting with me like musically. So I want to go back to it, but as long as I can get the label to stand by its own feet, definitely I will go back to podcasting, man. I really am grateful for the platform, because
it's like your first love as well. It's
Yeah.
something you started first with.
Yeah.
Now, the allegations. Let's start with the Taboo story.
Yeah.
I know there's animosity between you and the club or the club manager. What really happened?
You'd be shocked that I don't even know the guy.
You don't even know him.
I think I've met him once. I was with my girl at the club, and then yo, bro, and then we were looking for a table, man. Years back though.
Yeah.
Then I saw him a second time. We were cool, up until there was what can I say? It was a confusion per se that happened on social media with the person that happened to be his girl.
You were at the club with the person
No,
that
no,
was
no,
his
no,
girl.
no, no. Now that's out of the club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing going on with Taboo. Taboo mustn't be involved in this.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, and then something happened on social media with him and his girl.
So it's sort of personal, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had to be involved for him to feel better, So, but there was nothing to it, to be honest with you. I really I was really bored at the fact that there was really nothing to it. Just that he wanted a way to heal himself from whatever was going on, and then I happened to be that person. So no hard feelings. I've got no issues with him.
There's nothing there.
Definitely, if I can see him one day, maybe we can shake hands and have a conversation about it and get what really happened from his side, because we've got what happened from the other side, and there's been apologies flying in and out. I'm like, guys, please, this thing happened. Let's just leave it like that. There's nothing to fix. But as long as we all know that there's nothing to it, then definitely cool.
You also apparently robbed someone of 150K. That's the story that's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
It's going to be impossible for me to speak about that issue.
Yeah.
Because it was twisted in a way that it was meant for me to be that person, But if I speak about it now, it's gonna put me in an awkward position, because it's still being sorted legally,
It's a legal matter.
Yeah, but what I can say about that is that the day I'm gonna speak about that, I'm gonna get a really a queue of apologies. Already I do have from the parties involved, but I don't want to talk about that. Like I was advised to, and I'm following protocol like it's been, So
definitely.
Yeah, but definitely one day I will. Probably I'll give you a call. Then
let's do it again on the Connect where it started. Yeah,
because I'm very big on on conversation, you know, and fix things properly if there was a mistake or there was a problem or an issue, you know.
Yeah.
And what is being done now from the other party is something that was supposed to be done from the beginning. So they did it vice versa, you know, for their own reasons, you know. So, but then until it's sorted,
you can't talk about it any further, right?
Yeah.
Still on allegations, you apparently bought empty Louis V bags. You would buy empty Gucci bags and then make it seem as if there's something inside. And people said you weren't wearing the items, so the bags would be empty because apparently Louis also sells them. You know, there's just there's so much around that. Were you that person? Did you do that?
Definitely not.
Not.
I work so hard, sis. I work very hard. And I'm from a well-off family.
Yeah.
To even think of those things is so shocking for me that people would go that far.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with it, man. Whatever people want to believe when it comes to those things, it's all right. You know, at some point in my life, I wanted to prove people that, you know, but then I thought if I do that, people are going to have access to me forever, you know. I mean, for me to prove. People who know me personally know that I get what I want when I want it, you know, and any item.
I get what I want when I want it.
Like, and I'm not trying to take it out in a very bad way.
Yeah.
That's just who I am, you know. And people who see me, you know, they see what they're supposed to see, you know. And it's not a thing that I'm trying to prove to anyone, because people who only see all these things, people don't even know me, you know. And I'm still really keen. I need them to give me a contact of the person who sells those things at LV, you know, because I like to know how it happens, you know.
Yeah.
How do you do the operation, you know? How do you walk into a high-end store
and say, just sell me the bag only,
you know, and do they have the time for that also, you know? There was a time where I wanted to post all my like receipts on Twitter, because I was emotionally in a very terrible space because of this type of things, because they actually eat you up at some point. Like, why would someone say this, you know? But then I'm not that person. So and I'm not a person who likes to prove, you know. So whoever knows, man. Who doesn't know is also cool. When they find time, when God blesses them one day, they'll understand that these things really don't work the way that they think they do, you know. And it's actually normal for a black person, a young, hardworking person, to be able to obtain those things and live that life that they want to live. So for me, there's a higher power into it, but you have to be there to understand it. So I'm definitely cool with that. Yeah, definitely cool with it.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So let's talk about something that I'm particularly interested in, your love life. Is there Mrs. O? You always ask people, how do they navigate if they're single on Instagram?
Yeah.
How do you navigate? Are you single?
No.
You're not single.
I'm not single. A man of my caliber can be single.
Ooh.
I'm very needy.
Yeah.
So I'm not single. And when I ask people how they navigate, I always ask them, how do they move about, because we live in such crazy times, man. This COVID thing it's making our lives even worse, you know. People are depressed, you know. People are not making money that they used to. There's no jobs. So I'm always like, conversation, how do people do their things, you know?
How do you maneuver?
Yeah, how do you maneuver? how do you do it, you know? So yeah, I'm not single.
I'm sorry, ladies. There's nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing I can do. I tried. I asked the question. On Twitter, they tried matching you with Mihlali. And you said no. I'm like, it's Mihlali, dog. Why would you say no? Is it because you're in a relationship?
No. Of course, yes, because of that. But also, I think the issue was about Mihlali being messed with me and somebody. And then my answer to that was that she's not my type. Not really that she's a bad woman. I really like Mihlali. She's a great person, great body, great face, great personality, great work. I love her work so much.
Yeah.
She's really, really, really inspiring. But she wouldn't be a person that I'd want to be with.
Yeah.
That's generally it. I'm not saying that she's a No. But because people always
They,
like to,
yeah, it was red. It got too deep.
you know,
Also.
I got myself explaining basic things, you know, into depth, you know, and it was really, I was so hurt because when I tweeted that, I was about to get into a flight from PE. So 2 hours later, when I land in Joburg,
You see, you're trending.
like, bro, you know, and I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, that's Twitter. You know, people like to, you know, blow things out of proportion. But nothing wrong with Mikhali. She's a great woman, you know, but she's not the type of woman I'd love to be with. And that's just my preference.
And that's preference.
Yeah.
Personally, I think you're bringing recognition to a genre that is not in the limelight at the moment, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I like that fact. So what is next for Oscar? Fashion-wise, music-wise, adventure-wise, ambassadorship, whatever.
I'm big on collaboration. That's what I want to put much more effort in, especially with brands. Brands, artists, you know, new artists, you know, help people who are not in the scene or don't have much of coverage, you know, give them the resources that I have to help push people. So what's next for me is definitely elevating what I've built up to so far and helping people, you know, and brands and new artists, you know, my label, you know, working with bigger artists than me, you know, abroad, you know, which is things that are in process. And fashion-wise, I don't want to lie to you, there's nothing in process about fashion, including me, because my focus is on my career. I just want to do the most where I actually have the strength to do so. And then fashion for now is just something I love, which is different from what I'm trying to do. I don't want to mix things up. For now, I carry on collecting what I'm collecting, what I love, buy, dress, put away, you know. But my biggest thing is I want to elevate the sound that I'm doing, you know, collaborate, you know, bring life to the sound, bring more women into it, you know, do proper events, premium stuff, you know, and also bring more visuals, you know, along with the music, you know, for myself and for the label and for everyone involved who's close to me. So I'm big on collaboration. That's what's next. I want to just elevate with other people that
partnerships and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's music-wise. Is there anything new coming anytime soon?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
It's so crazy.
And you mentioned the launch of your record label.
Yeah, there's a lot happening right now. I have so much music to drop, but I'm so big on timing as well.
Yeah.
You know, so there's something.
Because we're still enjoying this. We're still enjoying Defenders.
Yeah, I'm supposed to drop a remix package for Moyawa. I mean, people have been harassing me. If I can go on my mentions now on Twitter, I can every single hour there's someone saying, "Yo, where's the remix package?" You know, I have a new album that's ready. It's done.
Oh my word.
I have a joint album with C Black. It's almost done. I've got new work collaborations. I've got remixes that I've done for an artist in Nigeria, for an artist in Japan. I've got a label to launch, and I'm working on new collaborations already. So music-wise, I have tons, but my way of dropping it has to make sense. You know, this milestone we are gonna celebrate soon enough. I'll give you an invite.
Okay.
After that, I'm gonna be dropping new music. Just a process. I just got the news now while I'm here with you, by the way. So
really,
yeah, I'm just gonna
something big.
Something big, yeah.
Something big. I'm gonna be there. The connect is definitely gonna be there.
Yeah.
I always ask this question to my artists: what would you like to achieve in the music industry? Because there's fascinating answers to this question.
Yeah.
What would you like to achieve in this industry?
Crazy question. I would like to make people believe, man. That's why I told you earlier on that there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing, but I don't want to talk about them, you know. I'd like to get more people to believe in themselves, especially the sound that I'm making. People need to believe in themselves and invest in their brands, you know. The day I'm gonna get someone coming through to me, you know what, because of you, I was able to, I'm gonna be happy. Not really about breaking records or doing new things, blah blah blah, because I'm doing that already, you know. So but I want to do something that's going to be permanent in people's lives, people believing, people investing in their brands, people working with brands, you know, to elevate what they're trying to do, because you can't do it alone, you know, but it starts with believing, you know. So my biggest thing was for me and for our generation to be able to believe in themselves. In order for us to go forward, we need to do that.
Absolutely, I totally agree. You're now someone who's in great heights. You've accomplished a lot, and like you said, in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
what would you have done differently? What can you say you did right in all these years? And what didn't you do right? What would you have changed? Or what could you change now, looking back? And what good did you do?
I'm gonna start with the thing that I didn't do right.
Yeah.
I didn't have a filter before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I brought people close to me that at that time I didn't know that they were not good for me, you know. And I shared my visions, my plans, my dreams, you know, how to navigate in terms of what I'm trying to do for the next decade, you know. I'm still hurt about those things because the people who are close to me, you know, who we are no longer close, but you know how I think, you know how I move, you know. I wish I was as thick-skinned now, I mean then, as I am now.
Now, yes.
Yeah, you know, but things happen in God's will, you know. Those things really happen for a reason, you know. If that could not happen, I would have become the person that I am now, who's sharp-minded, who knows how to filter stuff and people, you know, and have privacy and things, you know. So in terms of what I would have done right, I wish I had the knowledge that I have now about people, about working, about protecting like different things, you know. In terms of the other side, there's nothing that I would have changed, you know. I love my life story. I love my highs and lows because they make me who I am. People love me for who I am, you know, and my story will inspire many people in future on what to avoid and what to do, you know. So how my life has got to a point where I am and to where it's going, I'm really in love with it, you know. I wouldn't change it as much besides the part that I told you about, you know, but otherwise nothing else.
Okay. So we're going to do a quiz now. We're going to play a quiz. It's called Either Or.
Okay.
So it's this person or the other one, right? Black coffee or Zex Bantwini?
Coffee.
Black coffee. Didn't even think hard about it.
I look up to that man so much.
So much.
Yeah, he's my inspiration. We've had so many conversations. I just relate more to him, not taking nothing away from Zex. Zex is a phenomenal artist, you know. He's got one of the biggest singles right now.
Yeah.
Much respect, but I feel like I've got something with Coffee because of what we were spoken about and what he has advised me on, you know. Every now and then he does reach out. So Coffee for me, yeah.
Vinny Da Vinci or Da Capo?
Da Vinci, same thing about the previous question, yeah. Like that guy literally, he changed my life. Yeah.
Juke Soul or June Jazzin?
June Jazzin.
Why?
Phenomenal artist.
Yeah.
Crazy, passionate. He's a fighter, you know. I really relate to him when it comes to that. So, and I didn't know Juke Soul that much. I've never even met him, you know, just know his work. So June, I've worked with him. I know him personally.
It's personal,
and I know how passionate he is about stuff. So definitely June Jazzin for me.
Chima music or sculptured music?
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy. Wow.
You have to choose one.
Same thing like Black Coffee and Vinny. Chima, you know.
Chima.
I used to have a conversation with Chima when we still live in Pretoria, Arcadia, you know.
Yeah.
He really inspired me for a long time. He still does, you know. He's dropping a project now in a month or so, and I just pre-ordered his album, Bandcamp. And he also helped me a lot. My debut album, it really helped me a lot, and with life lessons as well. You know, he taught me a great lesson that every time you have a studio session, you need to pray. Yeah. You know, and I really connected with him a lot over the years. You know, sculptured music, my brother, crazy artist, amazing talent. Yeah. But in terms of connection, you know, I'm big on connection, if you noticed. So, Chama music,
Definitely the other one. DJ Fresh or Christos?
Uncle Chris.
Uncle Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how we come to the end of the Connect.
Wow.
That's how we come.
Already.
It was quick. Wow. We could stay longer. I do think that we're going to have other conversations. You're definitely going to come back to the show and we're going to talk a bit more. Yeah. Anything comes up, we'll definitely be here to connect you with the people again. Do you have anything else to say? Anything else to add? You can look at that screen, talk to your people, whatever.
Yo, thank you to everyone who supports what I do. People who support house music, people who support her. Please click subscribe. I think it's here.
Yes!
You know, thing, and keep on supporting the urban culture, man. And thank you so much for everything. Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. And that is exactly how we come to the end of this episode with Oscarmbo, the big O, one of the founders of the most downloaded podcast in South Africa. I'm Lily Zon, your host, coming to you live from Kikuyu in Waterfall. And that's how we wrap it up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. What do you think about him? A gentleman, right? An absolute gentleman. That's how we come to the end of it all. I'll see you next time on The Connect.